Hello, welcome to the model 4 of the catfish farming course by Agridemi. In this model, we will be addressing fingerling selection and stocking. In the previous model, we addressed site selection and water quality. Now we've selected our site and we've set up our water quality system. It's time for us to select the fingerlings and stock it up. By the end of this model, you will understand how to select high quality fingerlings, understand sourcing and handling method for these fingerlings, and you will gain insight on stocking density, which is what you should be stocking per time. What is the importance of fingerlings quality in catfish farming? A quality fingerling is essential for growth. Healthy fingerlings would always be better. High survival rates and the results are always better. What are the characteristics of a healthy fingerling? Like in the picture, clear appearance, active swimming, quick response to stimuli. If you touch them, they are they will move around, right? As against the ones that don't move as you are touching them. And they always have uniform size across the stock so that there's no bullying or cannibalism. What are the kind of diseases you should watch out for? If you see white spots on a fingerling, avoid it, right? It means that he has weak immunity. If you see any cotton patches on the skin, like the second fish in the image, please it needs required treatment. It means that there's a fungal infection. And there are external parasites such as lice that you can check for. So when you are doing your selection, make sure you don't select fingerlings that have this. And if you already have them, please remove them from your neat and healthy stock. How do you know that you have a poor quality of fingerling? Once you notice that they are not moving, sluggish movements, they are slowly moving, right? And you are seeing crooked bodies, their body is not straight, it's not moving. You just know there's something. And you notice that they have dull colors or they have faded colors. It is a poor fingerling. How do you find quality fingerling suppliers? Use reputable hatcheries. There are people that are in the business of hatching fish, and that's their business. Look for those ones that are known with good reviews that are very strong, and make sure someone is referencing you. Also look for suppliers with certifications. So in Nigeria, we currently do not have like a strong certification around that, but there are countries with certifications. So look for those with certification or those that comply with the aquaculture standard. As simple as go and look at their farm setup. You already understand these biosecurity tactics we had discussed in the previous module during pond setup. Check if they have that in stock. Also, build long-term relationship with them so that you can always have supply even during scarcity. What are the things to consider when you are choosing a fingerling supplier? check that they check that these people do regular health check for diseases. Check that the suppliers can always supply uniform size across every batch. Den also check that e can meet your stocking need consis ten tly. So if you're someone that always stock your fish 10,000 or 5,000 or 1,000 every month, you want to be sure that your supplier is one that can meet up to it so that you always have quality stock. Now, how do you move your fingerlings? Transportation. And there are special transportation techniques in moving catfish. First of all, you have to ensure that the temperature of the area is good, the oxygen level is good. So you have to, and how do you check for oxygen level? You always have to use aerated bags, right? Or oxygen tanks. If you are transporting for long distance, avoid overcrowding generally. At all cost, avoid overcrowding so that they don't stress themselves when they are fighting in the water or injure themselves during movement. When you are handling fingerlings, you need to be gentle with them. Use nets so that you avoid handling it in a way that will give it injury. Quarantine your new fish, which is why at the point where we are talking about the setup and the design of a fish pond, we clearly stated that you should have a quarantine center where you put in your new fingerlings. Then stage by stage, get them to get used to your tank water. Remember that it's 11 to 20% of the water you put in on a weekly basis, so that at the end of the day, by the fifth set up at the fifth week, they are fully now living in your own water, right? Minimize the handling time. You know, every time they are throwing your fish, they are changing ponds, they are carrying it, they are easy putting them in buckets. No, the less you handle them, the less stress you give them, and the less the risk of disease spread. Stocking density is another thing that affects. So beyond moving these fish, how many should you stock per time? Stocking, and that how many that you stock per time is what we call stocking density. Stocking density affects your growth, the survival, and even your water quality. If you overcrowd them, your water quality get bad. They will begin to have issues with disease, and their growth will be stunted. So please ensure you use optimal stocking density. And what is the optimal stocking density? For ponds, 2 to 4 fingerlings per square meter. Please ensure you take good measurement. For tanks, 20 to 50 fingerlings per cubic meter, depending on the tank size and the filtration. For recyclating system, you can adjust as possible. A simple advice here is make sure you adjust this density based on your specific farm system, whether it's pond, tank, or recyclatory system. Don't use a tank system guideline for your pond, and don't use a pond for your tank. Techniques for successful stocking: do this gradually. Please and please take it batch by batch to avoid overcrowding. Secondly, make sure you spread it across the pond, not pouring it from one direction all the time. Spread it across the pond so that you can ensure that you are meeting the demand of the space you have. Then minimize handling. You see, I'm saying this again, minimize handling. The less your fish is stressed, the faster they grow for you. What are the tips to reduce stress? Because fish stress is a problem. And once your fish is stressed, they will die. First, avoid stocking in extreme weather. If it's too hot, please be careful. If it's too cold, please avoid stocking on those days. Stock early in the morning or late in the evening, right? And monitor for any signs of stress, such as they are swimming slowly, erratic swimming, or you see them surface gasping. They are always coming to catch for air, like then you know that your fish is stressed. A special advice again for you: I always prioritize the well-being of your fingerlings during stocking. When you are stocking your pond, make sure that your fish are healthy. Things to observe so that you can adjust post stocking: watch their behavior. Healthy fingerlings would explore and swim actively. Healthy fingerlings will also begin to eat within a few hours. So if they are not eating, there's a problem. If you see them gapsing or crowding near the edges, then it's a sign of stress. Take immediate action if you see any signs of this stress to avoid losses. If not, you see that your fish will die. In conclusion, selecting quality fingerlings is very essential after you have designed your pond and understood water quality. Ensuring that you have a reliable supplier is also very key. And optimal stocking density is the main door of success. And maintaining the techniques maximizes the growth and minimizes the losses of your fingerlings. Thank you very much, and see you in the next module.